Welcome back to the RSBuddies Podcast. We've been friends for 15 years because of Runescape, and we like to yap about it. My name is Max, or MDGScape, and my co-host is Zekzer, or Dalton.
Let's go.
Episode
I-
number 4, I think.
Yeah, four.
Yeah, we're excited to do it, and we have a cool topic for today. We kind of hinted at it last time, and that is we are pitching some islands. RuneScape is putting out a competition to design an island to go into sailing, and they're going to be picking, I think, one idea, but there's going to be a couple winners, and there's prizes and everything. So we thought we'd throw our hats in the ring, although maybe it's not our strong suits. I think we have some cool ideas.
Yeah, I think the concepts might be fine, but the art that I am presenting is anything but okay. It is paint, island paint art. But I think I think the concepts, some of them which people have heard before on here, trying to fix cannonball problem, but we'll get into it. But it's yeah, they definitely are going to be not art is not the strong suit in this. Hopefully the ideas are what sell the islands, really.
Right. Mine at this point is kind of like mashed together AI generated slop. So I might take a swing at like doing a better job with the art before I submit it. But as of now, it's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, they were saying that you don't even really need to submit art like with your submission. They're like just ideas and like where you want stuff and like how it should be on the island is enough. But I feel like if you don't submit art, like you got to submit something with it. I feel like, or else there's no way it's getting picked.
Yeah, I mean the level of like some of these people that do design and do like art, they'll be submitting they have a good idea on top of a really like good presentation of it, and that's like I think that's going to be the bar. So
Right.
we'll try to meet it there.
I've been seeing some of the submissions, and I was looking at these people and I was like, everyone is submitting everyone is submitting these islands and they are like all like RuneScape islands. Like, so there must be a really easy, quick way to like throw one of these together since I see so many of them. It's like, no, there's not. It's just a lot of people who went through like a lot of effort
Yeah,
to
right.
like
It's
to
just
like break down the actual RuneScape map and like remove stuff to the bare bones and then build it back up with code. And
yeah, I
it's
think
like this is not for me.
a lot of people use a lot of 3D rendering. I'm in a Discord for YouTubers, RuneScape YouTubers, and there's a whole channel designated to like Blender and different 3D modeling. I should have
Yeah.
checked that before doing this.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's what
Yeah.
I think that I've been seeing some island ideas that I like, but I also feel like some of them are like really basic, and I hope that we don't just add like a basic island. Like I saw one on Behemoth that I thought was a really cool idea. It was like a sand production island. It was on the thing, and it was like the way it works is like you mine rock to rock to rock to rock like diagonals, and
Hmm.
then you put it in the sand thing and you have to like do that rotation and then like collect, and it's like a constantly moving while making sand. But like to me, that's like really cool. But that feels like we could just add that to the desert. Like we could just change
Right.
the way that mining sand actually works, and we'll be fine. I want something that has to do with sailing, that fixes sailing problems. That's where my head is at with this.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm not really going that much that route, but like I like the idea of the sand thing. I just think that the meta for irons is kind of getting away from sand too. You get so many gems from everything that I feel like
Yeah.
not that many irons are doing sand like they used to. Like I know a lot of irons now, like in the clan, all the new ones, they're doing just like shooting stars and then just buying gems with the stardust. Like
Yeah, I mean, shooting stars definitely changed the game with gems, and I do feel like Jagex kind of wants to balance out crafting at some point. So I feel like actually the soft clay packs from there will eventually be like crazy
yeah, maybe.
because it's so shit now. But I mean, yeah, let's get into these islands. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
before
actually,
that,
before we
let's
do that, yeah.
do our little segment, our past week in RuneScape. I actually have a little surprise for you that you might not know about, but if you don't know, we like to do our cover our last week in game, talk about what we got and what we did. So I'll let you go first.
Well, my start is I've been going for Salvers paint
Yeah,
for no reason. And I have not gotten it. I just am past the rate of it. I'm like just over 24K cleaned. And I got the soup pet
yeah,
during
so
that.
jealous.
That is what I guys follow me right now. He's really cute. He's good to go. So I got the soup pet. And anything else? I've just been farming like great whites really for another salvaging hook,
Hmm.
just because I want to max out my boat. Like I'm now like autistically like don't care about how long it takes. I just want all the sheets. I want the keel. I want everything. So it's just me grinding away for something that does not really matter. That
Bro,
has
that's what
been
RuneScape's
my
about, man.
yeah, I know.
That's what the Iron Man grind's about too.
I know, I
Actually, I'd
know.
argue more that's a main grind, like doing things that don't matter, like clogs or whatever. Um,
Yeah, to be fair, it is.
but yeah, that's really cool. That pet's awesome. I'm jealous. I love the turtle, and he got a Santa hat as well as like a lot of the other
Yes, he
pets.
did.
So that's cool. I also got a pet. I was jealous of yours, and then the next day I was killing some griffins for the first time, and I pulled the griffin pet on 108 KC, which was really cool.
I know
And
you texted me.
yeah, he's I don't know if there's other pets that have emotes, but he has an emote for each different form he has, which is really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how many different forms does he have?
He
Wait,
has two.
how
So
cool is this pet?
it's really cool. So I love the little goal guy. He's like kind of derpy. It reminds me of the Chompy, which is one of my favorite pets too. And I know there's a lot of Chompy haters because he's pretty much a freebie. But the little goal, he's like kind of derpy. He does these slow little blinks, and he's got a crown and everything. But yeah, if you feed him 50 fish of any type, he like grows up, and there's like a one-time animation slash dialogue you get of him growing up, and then you can use his second form, which is like what the Shellbane Griffin looks like, and it's huge compared to the original goal. So that's really
That's
cool.
sick.
Yeah, and they each have an
Did you hear what
emote.
was? Did you hear what's happening to people with in the beginning with that?
No,
With
what?
the feeding? They were
Oh
people were trying
yeah,
to feed the Karambwanji to him, and it
yeah,
would just eat
yeah.
the whole stack of
That's
Karambwanji.
so funny. And you know what's funny? I used Karen Bwanji on mine as well, and I hadn't seen that thing yet. And then I saw it afterwards, but they had fixed it by the time I did it. So thank God. They would have
Yeah,
lost
that's so
like
funny.
20,000 Karen Bwanji.
Do you imagine if you could feed like purple sweets to it or something? Just like lose a
Oh my
stack of purple
God.
sweets. Just
Yeah.
like buy like 30 mil,
Jeez.
300 mil or something.
My sweet stack's pretty
Uh,
big at this point. I never use them.
and mine's getting bigger.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
surprised
I'm
they're
like one
worth
of those.
anything still.
I'm like one of those. Right when something comes out that like people need to tick eat,
Mm,
they'll go up again. It's like
yeah.
cryptocurrency.
Right.
Is
I
what it's
guess
like.
people used to use them for like solo cocks or something, but now it's really just for tick eating and stuff.
Yeah,
Cryptocurrency.
it's a
Anyway, so I
crypto.
got that, and then another thing I got that I'm incredibly, incredibly excited about. I finally pulled my first kit in a challenge mode raid. I got the holy
Oh,
kit for my scythe,
ooh.
and I've been grinding. I got it on like 88 or something, so I was past the rate. And I'm also really dry on kits at CM, so I just like I don't know. I was so happy to get it. I just was sick of the vanilla scythe, and I've seen so many people pull like duster kits like super early, and finally it's my turn. So I'm finally not a vanilla scythe haver.
You're not a vanilla scythe haver anymore. You're now a Fortnite scythe haver.
Yeah, dude, it feels cool. It feels like I don't know, like you can get a scythe. I mean, I guess not, it's different on an iron, but in general, you see people with scythes, and it's like, oh, they could have bought that. Like it's not that hard to get. But when you see the kit, it's like that's hard earned. Like you can't get that unless you're
Hmm.
like pretty good at the game. So
There is something nice about the harder and like items like that,
yeah.
kits, anything along those lines. I have a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
I want to send it into JXHR if possible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, can I have a like can my boat true tile? I don't know how the boat me shooting off the boat works, but I can shoot like 20 tiles off the right side of my boat and only 5 tiles off the left side of my boat. I hate this.
Yeah, it's wild.
I've been doing so much great white farming that like I'm trying to like tag them to bring them in so that I always have like 2 or 3 on me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like why can I not reach this one and it's like 5 tiles from the boat, but I can reach this one that's 15 tiles. It's like
Yeah, it's
just
so strange. You're talking about your
it's
character reaching it, right?
my character reaching it because I never really yeah, I mean my character has to reach it first generally. And it's just like it's ridiculous.
It's really weird.
It's crazy. Also, I bought 50,000 mithril cannonballs. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's nice. You did that this morning,
I,
right?
yeah, I was on this morning and I was like, I wonder people have been saying how bad it's been, like trying to buy myth cannibals. Everyone's like, good luck, like getting them. But then it's like, I think that kind of coerced people into not even trying. Because I was hopping through the world and it was like 6,000,
Hmm.
5,000, 2,000. Like it was a shit ton of cannonballs. So it wasn't even like hard to get
Right.
that many. It took me like 15 minutes, if that,
Yeah, that's cool. I was thinking
which
I
is
should
so
give it a
nice.
shot again soon.
Yeah, I mean, I did the 10,000 frost dragons, and I ran out of the rune cannonballs. So
Mm,
it is what it is. So I had to go to myth. There's
yeah.
no other way.
Yeah. So anyway, this brings me to my last thing for this week, and this happened last night, and you don't know about this yet, but I have an item in my inventory right now for you, and you get 3 guesses, and if you get it, Santa is here early for you.
Wait, what? You have an item for me?
I have a duplicate item for you.
What were you doing last night?
All right, I'll tell you. I last night
What were you doing? I was drinking last night. If you want to know what I was doing.
last night, right before bed, I decided to do a couple next kills in a trio with some clanmates, and I got you
No
something.
way. No way,
Yep,
dude.
yep, I
Tell
got
me it's
you.
a item that I care about.
You do. You've wanted it for a while.
No way. It's Christmas time right
It's Christmas time, bro. I got you some
now?
Zerat Van braces.
Oh my, this is what the game is all about. Oh, sorry, I just pulled far away. No, but this is what it's all about. All right, dude, you know what? I'm going straight to opulent salvage.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
It's
No, you
done.
don't have
Oh,
to.
that is.
But you could pay out because I had to pay out a lot of money for this
I'll pay it
split.
out. I'll pay it out. Yeah, I
But
got you.
I'm
You know
happy
me.
to
I
give
don't
you
care
my
about.
percentage of the split. You can just maybe pay me back what I paid the other people. But Zerat Van braces, big ups. We're in
Oh,
max range again.
have never equipped max range on this character, and now I finally will be able to.
Yeah, dude, I was stoked when I saw it. Well, I was a little disappointed, but also stoked for you because it's such a cool item, and I've had them for a long
I'm
time.
in.
I spooned them like 2 years ago, just in a random 60-man mass at Nex. Got super lucky, but yeah, there's pair number
What?
two.
Wait, we grabbed those together, didn't we? The first ones.
No, I was alone. I was in a random mass alone.
What did we grab when we were in a 10 man? It was me and you got an item. I remember it.
Maybe that was that. I swear it was
I
in a
think
big
it was
mass.
that. No, I think me and you were in like a 10 man or something along those lines. And I remember looking and being like, "Oh my god, like you got an item." I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh my, you got Zara Van braces."
I guess maybe that was it. Maybe I'm thinking of
Am I
a.
false memorying another
I
thing?
don't know. Maybe not. I only have 3 items. I have the plate body that was a double drop, double plate body drop in a mini mass, and then I have the 2 van braces.
Yeah, I got to start going back there. We got to pull another horn for you.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty chill now. So we'll have to go back there for sure. So that's my week in RuneScape. Pretty solid.
That's
Pretty
sick.
good luck. I'm very
Hey, good for
happy.
me, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But anyway, let's move
Uh,
on to our island designs. Do you want to go first or second? Doesn't matter to me.
I it doesn't matter to me, man. I mean, you get to choose because you just got me Zarite Van braces, so now I'm beholden to you,
Okay.
like every group Iron Man is.
I like this. Yeah, it's just a power struggle. I feel like whenever I get you something, you immediately like replace
Don't
get it
worry.
yourself and like give me
That's
back
what
the extra one or like
I don't
get
like
me back
owing people
something
things.
crazy. So
I don't like
hopefully,
owing people
yeah,
money.
hopefully this lasts for a little
Oh
while.
no, I'm gonna have to start running Ice Demon now. That's not good.
Yeah, I've been running Ice Demon since you gave me a Bofa. I'm 500 and some like 20 CGs without it enhanced, and Dalton has pulled 2, so he supplied the team. But I've been running Ice Demon. That's part of my punishment, and we've totally lost count of
Mhm.
how many I'm supposed to
Yeah,
do. So
yeah, dude. It's
I
not my
just
job
kind
to
of
keep count. I don't
I do
know.
Ice Demon. I do the pillars in the TOA puzzle.
You like those though.
Yeah, I
You
kind of do.
it's kind of a change of pace.
The Stockholm syndrome thing.
Hey, but who do
Anyway,
you
I
want to go
guess I'll go
first?
first for my island. Does that sound good to
I'm
you?
excited. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Excited to hear it.
I'm going to stream my screen so you can kind of see the visuals I've made. I'll put these up on the podcast video as well. Hopefully, let's go to
Yeah,
Discord.
maybe we'll just throw them up like so people can at least see it in the beginning. If for whatever we probably should give people a little bit of a visual for it.
Yeah. Okay, I should be
See.
streaming now if you can see.
Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Dude, dude, mine is a paint object.
Mine might as well is it's mostly AI generated. So the idea for my island, I don't know how familiar you are with Greek mythology, and I wasn't that much either. I
Very.
just, vaguely knew this story, but I've done a little bit more reading into it since then. My idea is centers around Theseus, and obviously I'm going to do things to make it more old school and not like, give all the names to everything. But it's basically a Minotaur island. We've had Minotaurs in the game for forever, pretty much since Stronghold of Security, so there's some basis to it, and I think it could just be like a really cool sailing island because if you don't know. The mythology of the Minotaur, he's on Crete or Knossos, I think is maybe the old name for it. So it's basically a real island in real life. Um, and the story goes that there was a labyrinth built by I think it was Daedalus. I don't know exactly. It's some architect, and Theseus goes in and ends up fighting the Minotaur. And so my island is going to center around a boss fight being the Minotaur. But as you know, I love a little bit of like randomized stuff. So I'm thinking the maze, which is going to be probably a lot smaller than the one I have on screen here, because I think what's the limit for tiles? I think it's 128 by
It's
128,
4 KBD layers.
which is pretty
That's
big.
the best
So,
way. That's pretty big.
I
Yeah.
think like take a couple rings off this. And actually I think it would probably make more sense if it was a square maze just because of how RuneScape, works with the
Hmm.
tiles and everything.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you can do circular, like the Colosseum circular, and that would fit in the 128 by 128. So maybe this would work. But basically, it's going to be a maze that changes a little bit every time you do it. And I'm thinking, nothing crazy, but like how barrows, the doors change. So there is some, there's some pre-existing like concept of that in the game already, but maybe a little bit more like challenging, obviously, than the barrows doors. But I like the idea of like no mini map because everything's blacked out, and you kind of have to go through, and there'll be like chances of certain encounters. Kind of like I know everyone hates temple trekking, but similar kind of idea, but less like instance and more like self-contained. And
I think
some
people hate temple trekking just to on
yeah,
that just because it's like number one, it's not rewarding, and
right,
number two, it's like not done well. Obviously, because it's old, right? It's so
right.
old.
It's super
If you
old.
made an updated version of that, like you're thinking of, it sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah, so but that's the basic idea, and so you'll kind of solve some encounters, and some of those encounters I haven't fully fleshed this out. I'm gonna take some more time with this idea before I submit it. But there's two different Minotaur creatures already in the game. We have the ones in the Stronghold of Security, and then the ones in the Fortress Colosseum. So I think there's definitely going to be like some of those that you have to clear from rooms. I'm thinking maybe like you find the architect of the maze in the labyrinth at some point, and you have to like help him solve a problem. So those are just like some ideas of like certain encounters that could be in the thing. And then at the end, you once you get through the end, you fight the Minotaur, and he's going to be a boss. I think I like the concept of like how you can't safe spot the Minotaurs with like red card, and they also like have healing totems in the Fortis Coliseum. So I think something like that would be really cool, like using those mechanics. To
Sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep it kind of in line with Minotaurs in the game. And as for drops, I think the Minotaurs in the maze, like the lower level ones, I want to do a perfected Skull Scepter, so it doesn't degrade. Like, because if you have the Skull Scepter in the game, it runs out of charges. It's really annoying to go charge it. So a perfected
It's
one wouldn't
weird.
degrade. It'd give you the Stronghold of Security teleports, but maybe also some different teleports that have to do with sailing or like this island. So I think that'd be cool, and it would just drop in two parts. So maybe one from the lower level like Stronghold Minotaurs, and one from the Fortis kind of Minotaurs.
All right, let me ask you something about this.
Go ahead.
Have you thought about now? This kind of like sprung into my head when I was looking at the maze.
Hmm.
Have you thought about maybe adding, like, what if like you said the maze changes every time?
Yeah.
What if people with like what if you could like how do I say this? What if you can do like a skilling version or a combat version? So like you start out and it's like there's a skilling maze and a combat maze. And not even skilling. Let's say it's like
Like
kind of like a
puzzles.
Monkey Madness.
Yeah,
Like Monkey
yeah.
Madness, right? So Monkey Madness 2, you like have to either choose to like do this long like a combat route, or you can do like agility route or something, or it's one way or the other. I think it's the agility route is the quick one.
Yeah, I really like that idea. And that actually can feed into
So
one of
wait, yeah,
my other rewards.
here's what I was gonna ask you. Have you thought about like making it so that like what if it was like you got like 30k agility XP per hour doing this and then going to the boss, like the agility version is like an agility course. It takes like 5 minutes to get to the end, then you fight the boss. And it's
Yeah.
like you're getting a certain amount of agility XP per hour because I feel like people would love that.
I think that
I feel like
sounds
people
really
would
cool. It's like more
love
of a
that.
token amount, but it would add up over time and you're doing a PVM
Right, right,
encounter. And the
right.
agility, would be to skip like maybe the minions if you don't want to fight the minions. You like do
Yeah.
the agility side. That's a cool
So
idea.
you lose a little bit of that minion loot for in exchange for agility experience, like
Yeah,
kind of.
I do want to keep it like as a maze. Like at the end of the day, it has to be
Right,
a
I agree with
labyrinth.
you.
So like, yeah, there has to be wrong turns and like things like that. So I still have to flesh it out more, but I think that's a cool idea. And I think giving people a little bit of like control over their experience, like, and giving some actual like in-game experience is probably a good way to make everyone happy.
That
So
sounds
yeah.
yeah, sounds cool.
And then the other item I thought would be good from the Minotaur table, like the lower level Minotaur table, is like some healing totems. And obviously they couldn't be very strong because you don't want to like I don't want to introduce something that's like game breaking, but I think it would be cool to like in a raid you drop a healing totem in a room and it heals everyone like a small amount. Like it would only be, maybe a shark's worth of healing over time for everyone, but it would be enough to where it's maybe worth bringing, but it's not like you're losing much if you don't have them on you.
That is interesting.
Yeah, because Minotaurs, use the healing totems in Fortis, so I thought it would be a
Yeah,
cool.
that is interesting.
Yeah,
I do
I'd
think
have
it
to
would
think about the
be.
balancing of it.
I think that that would be a cool integration into like a legitimate boss fight where it's like you can make a choice where it's like in this like sphere of healing, I'm not gonna take as much damage from this like massive AoE that's going on, but
Hmm.
it's harder to dodge the ground things because I'm in such a confined space
Right.
versus it's kind of like Fasani's nightmare when she does like the black circles on the ground while the like flowers are up.
Hmm.
So like you have to stay in that corner, you know what I mean? Like or
Yeah.
else you're obviously taking crazy amount of damage. But like in this situation, it'd be cool to like make that choice of like, hey, do I want to take damage out here or do I want to be in this healing thing? But if I get hit by a AoE, it's going to be a lot of damage. I don't know about having one that you can move around.
No, I don't think move around. I think you plant it. You like, can use one in like Ulm maybe, and it does like a minor amount of healing, or you do use it in one of the TOB rooms or something. There would probably have to be a cooldown. I don't want to make it like I really would if it was in the game. I'd want to make it almost like it's not really worth taking, but like it could be enough to where it would have some niche uses and be pretty cool too for a team. I think
It
it
could be
goes with the
that.
Soul Flame Horn. It's like I like these ideas of like team buffs a little bit that they're
Yeah, that is
starting to
cool.
introduce.
I'm even thinking about like on bosses where you take like token damage. If
Yeah.
you could just like put down like a pillar at Vard or something,
Or
and you just
a
like
normal
it
nightmare is a
replaces
great
Blood
example.
Fury.
Like all the chip
Yeah, yeah,
damage you
yeah.
take at normal nightmare, if people were bringing these totems, it would be like just a nice like quality of life thing.
It would almost like they'd have to be
Yeah,
consumable,
they'd be
and then
consumable. You
rare.
get a stack. It wouldn't be a
Oh,
one item. You'd get like a stack of them, and it'd be like a food.
like
You can,
rare and consumable. I think
yeah,
would be,
that's the idea.
and
And
maybe
again, it
take
would
it.
have to
Maybe
be to
maybe
not where it's like you feel the need to get them.
right. Would you have them stackable?
I would think stackable, but maybe with a cooldown,
I feel like it'd be even
or maybe not
better if they
stackable.
just took inventory
Yeah,
space, and then
yeah.
it's like an
No, I
actual
guess
trade off.
yeah, it doesn't need to be stackable for sure.
And then you could like get away from that cooldown. They was like, dude, you could stack up these things heal for like 50 over 3 minutes or something. You could stack that. That seems pretty low, but actually it doesn't seem
Yeah,
that
what
low.
about
50
like
over like,
uh, you
and you could
know,
like stack them up, and then it's like, okay, but I have no inventory space
right?
to
Or
do anything
like
else.
picture in a raid where they heal as much as a brew, but it's distributed over four people, so it's like worth someone taking one, but it's like,
Ooh,
you don't get
I
all
didn't
the
even think
benefit
about
unless
that.
you have teammates there. And so solo they
I
wouldn't be that
didn't even
viable. So it
think
wouldn't be
about that.
that crazy of an item, but I think it would just be it's like a cool avenue and I think it would be a cool consumable.
And also, like, it forces, like, once again, this is like you said it, and I think you're right. Like with the Soul Flame horn, like it forces uniqueness, like people like with of positioning on
Right.
every boss,
Yeah, it
right? So it's
makes you
like if you're
think too.
using that, you have to have people in certain spots, or else like the thing's not going to be used correctly. It's
Right.
just how it is. It's a pretty like items like that are cool. I think you're right. That would be a cool little, might be a little, would need some balancing, but it'd be
Yeah, I
pretty
think it'll be
cool.
controversial, but I think if they like balance it just right, it would be a really cool item,
I
and I
agree
think
with you,
people
man.
would be happy with it.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
sounds
like
sick.
the minion drops, and then on to the boss. I had some ideas here, so I want to. Oh, and remind me, I do have to go back and talk about the quest for this island. I designed a little mini quest,
Well,
potentially two mini
okay.
quests.
All right, got you. Got you.
Um, for the boss, Minotaur boss, I like your idea about the healing totem in the boss fight. Like that mechanic sounds pretty cool. And because I did want to incorporate some kind of healing totem mechanic, because that's the Fortis, that's their thing in the
Yeah,
Fortis
even if they
Coliseum.
like, even if he like slams on the ground, and you know what this is also, there is an island that's like here be Minotaurs, and if you go in the cave, there's like a bunch of like Minotaurs that are unaggressive.
Hmm.
Like maybe this can like, it seems like it like fits really well into that Fortis area
Yeah,
of the game, which is where that other one is
right.
also. But yeah, like the way I was thinking about an AoE mechanic or something where it's like, as I said, it's like you made that option of like, okay, I can go out here and take this chip damage, or I can be in this circle, but there's also other AoE going on where it's like much easier to dodge if you have a lot of room, but you don't have that much room, so you have to like really maneuver around
Right, and
that
maybe it comes
area.
down to the idea of like, oh, do you want a longer trip? Although each fight
Mm-hmm.
is going to be locked behind a maze, probably. So, but you still have to decide: do you want a longer trip, or do you want, to do more damage? Maybe kind of situation.
Yeah. Or it's like yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
the boss's rewards. I was thinking about Theseus, the story of Theseus, and there's like a couple different things. He was given a sword by, I think the woman he meets, she helps him through the maze. She gives him a sword. I'm pretty sure. I sorry for my lack of knowledge on these mythologies, but
It's okay, buddy.
we just got a sword from the Shelbane Griffin, so I didn't want to do another sword, and I don't think it's going to be a super high level boss fight. Like I'm thinking like kind of mid tier. Um, so I thought some of the rewards could be Theseus's thread, which in the story he has a thread that um the girl, I forget her name, I should have looked it up, but she gives him a thread and he runs it through the labyrinth, and that helps him get back out. So I was thinking
Okay.
maybe one of the drops is a thread that it's also a consumable thing, but it lets you get through the maze super fast. It just shows you the route through the maze on the next time. So if you are a speedrunner or something like that, you can just get a bunch of threads and use those to get through quick and not have to worry about all the
Like
uh
tradable on a main or something. It'd
yeah,
be
probably I was
super.
thinking tradable on a main so people can like stack them up and there'd be a
Bro,
nice.
and think about it like this. Also, kind of cool. If like, imagine if you did add like some weird, like some sort of like skilling avenue to get through too. It's like, okay, then I could use the thread on top of that. And now it's like I'm paying for like boosted XP rates too. It'd be kind
Right.
of a good like item to sell if you didn't care about
Yeah,
that stuff.
definitely. And I think that brings back like you were talking we were talking last time about how people don't like, or maybe it was two episodes ago, how people don't really like random generated stuff in RuneScape. And I get that. So this solves the problem of like if you don't want that random generation, you just want to do the boss encounter, get through as quick as possible, standardized experience, you can buy the threads. And if you want to be the
Sorry.
person that grinds the maze out and solves it, you can be the person that sells those threads on the GE and like supplies them. So I think
Yeah.
that
I
that's a
mean,
cool concept, and it fits
this
in
sick mechanic.
in the theme of the thing. The second reward I thought could be another cool sailing reward is the black sail. So another thing with Theseus is I think it was how his downfall or something. He was sailing back to his father or whatever and forgot to change his sail from black to white, and they like attacked him because of it. So I thought like a black sail could be really cool.
What a
Uh,
horrible way to go.
yeah, it's pretty bad, pretty
Dude, I
rough.
just got back from this sick adventure. Like everything's going great. It's like, I just forgot the sail
Yeah, I forgot to
again.
change my sail color. So a black sail, I thought it first of all, I thought it would look cool having a like because all the other sails are white on the boats, but I thought having a black sail could look really cool, and also maybe it's like slightly better than the other sails that you have to grow and put in, And maybe it's just the sail, so you still need to like use nails and stuff to make it, but it could be slightly better. Like I think the sails now give sustain of wind, so maybe it
Yeah,
could
it's wind
do.
duration. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it could have some special effect or give slightly longer wind duration, or maybe like a tiny speed boost, or I don't know exactly what it would do, but I just
As
wanted a
long
sail.
as they make it so that you can just put it on your dragon one and you don't have to like grind more dragon
Yeah,
stuff.
right. It's just gonna
I
be.
don't care what it
Yeah,
does.
that's true. It's just gonna be the fabric part. So like, yeah, you could probably
Yeah.
just replace like the cotton or whatever and keep like the structure of the thing. Hopefully, I thought
Yeah.
that could be cool and totally in line with sailing. So that's like obvious reward to use. And then the
Yeah.
last
Very
reward,
obvious.
I wasn't sure. I was thinking a minotaur horn would be cool. We just got the horn of plenty from the griffin, so like that's a hunter reward. I was thinking maybe uh, some kind of modification for the soul flame horn, but I don't know. That's probably not great to do like a mid to
Seems
lower
too
level
recent.
encounter. Being the minotaur to upgrade like something from Yama doesn't feel right progression wise, but like I was thinking.
It feels also like the horn it just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it
That's
feels
true.
like.
So I don't know exactly what this could do. I did want a third reward, and I didn't want to do the sword, and I didn't know really what else to do. So I'm still workshopping this,
What if you
obviously.
made it what if you made it guarantee guarantee rage attack?
Yeah, it could do something
It
like
would be
that.
so
Guarantee.
broken actually with the
It could actually make
CCG.
the Ralos like maybe somehow the Ralos more useful. I don't know.
Ooh, upgrading the routes would be sick or
Wait, that
like
would be perfect because it fits in with the whole Fortis theme. You know
mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Ralos is kind of a useless item in general, so maybe that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, the Ralos is don't even get me started on the item that comes from one of the hardest end game encounters that you have to spam and do multiple times over and over and over again is a not as useful as the item you get from a lizard man.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about that.
Yeah, that's bizarre. What do you think of this?
Ridiculous.
I changed the color green. It doesn't really fit the
The
thing, but
green horde now. Here we
it's
go.
range based now.
Yeah, now it's a raged horde.
Kind of
We've
looks like
changed
a
it.
yeah, it looks like a Christmas stocking kind of.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the my what I have so far for the labyrinth part. But the rest of the island, I have a few other quick ideas. So
Let's
I
hear it.
was thinking, and I thought of this. They mentioned adding a like or a short quest that has to do with like the island, but also in the same vein of the Humpty Dumpty one or the frog one that we got with Varlamore, which are two of my favorite quests. I had such a fun time with both of those. And what they are, they're kind of, if you haven't done them, they're kind of meme quests. They're just like a little bit funny, and they kind of give you an idea of the area too. So what I thought was, my brother helped me with this idea a little bit actually. So another thing, it doesn't, I don't know if it has to do with thesis, like if it's a real thing or whatever, but it's a thought problem, like a philosophy problem, and it's called Theseus' ship. And what it is, and I'll let you answer this too, Dalton, is if you
Mhm.
have a ship and you one by
Oh,
one,
I know this.
yeah, if you replace the planks one by one over time, and by the end of 10 years, you've replaced every part of the ship, is it the same ship?
Right,
And
right. I
what's your
can.
answer? My fiance's
So,
was totally different than I would have thought, but
so the way I look at a lot of this stuff is that the ship is not this even the sum of its parts, but
hmm
it's just an idea. So like when I think about a named ship, right? Like when I my ship in RuneScape is the Prancing Pearl. I'm on
right.
it right now, right?
hmm
When I replace these things, I don't care what kind of wood was used to build the Prancing Pearl
right.
from the get-go. Like I never cared, right? Like let's
hmm
just conceptualize that. I don't care about it. I think it's just like you're naming a vessel. It has nothing to do with the parts.
yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Like if they replaced okay, here's a good example. Oh, wait a minute. This is a bad example. Okay, maybe it's a fine example. It's like it's like what if you had to get something amputated? Are
Right.
you still Max? Like, you know what I mean? Am I
Yeah,
still Dalton?
yeah.
But like if you replaced every part with robotic versions of it, it's a little bit different because it's a person that thinks and breathes and not a ship.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
a kind of a
Right.
bad example, but pretty much I just
But
think
they
that's
use it for that with like computerizing brains down the road. They do use that kind of thing. It's the essence of the argument is like, do things have a soul, or like is the, you know what I mean?
right.
That's what it
I
comes down
think
to in
that
philosophy.
like especially with something like a ship, which is sounds weird to say, especially with something like a ship, because I feel like in like lore of like life, ships are kind of like this like thing that people care about. Like you always had
Right.
like the Black Pearl from like
Yeah,
what's
Pirates of
that?
the
Pirates
Caribbean.
of the Caribbean, and like you have these like lore named ships like the Titanic, like stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's like the Titanic. It didn't matter if it was made with one piece of steel or another. If you were or if you replaced every part of that
Right.
ship, it's still the Titanic. This is what it is,
Right.
in my
There's
opinion.
something to like the frequency of like how, or like the length of time for how long it takes to replace everything too, obviously. Like, you know, it's
Right.
so it's an interesting thought experiment, but you know, RuneScape loves puns, and I'm sure I don't know if Mod Ash had a hand in those two quests, but there was a lot of like funny little pieces of humor and like puns and things. So I thought the quest could be called Sum of the Parts, like SUM of the parts. And the premise
Oh,
is you crash
that's
land on
great.
this island when you first get here to start the quest, and your boat needs to be repaired. And so you're going around the island, you know, finding parts and like talking to people and exploring it, and they're, you know, helping you get parts to replace it. And you know, obviously there's going to be a whole HULL or whole pun in there somewhere, like your whole ship. But by the end of it, you've replaced
So
every part of your
stupid.
yeah. By the end of it, you've replaced every part of your ship, and it's the sum of the parts. But then your ship changes its name, so it is a different ship. So
Yeah, that is funny.
yeah,
Wait, I have a question.
yeah. Go.
What did your fiance say?
She thought she's like, oh, that's a different ship. Like even if you replace it immediately, she was like, oh, that's totally different ship.
That is sounds exactly like my wife would be like, Don, why the fuck are you asking me this?
Yeah,
She'd
right.
be like, what? She's like, get out of here. I have stuff to do. She'd be like, I don't answer this dumb question.
Yeah, she just thought it was so
Uh,
obvious and like didn't even have to think about it. So that was funny. And it was so obviously the opposite of the answer I would give. So that made me
yeah.
laugh.
Me and you were like pontificating on whether or not boats have souls, and our wives just like, of course it's different. It's different wood. Like
Yeah.
it's like so
Nothing's the same
stupid.
as the original. Of course it's
Like
a different ship.
the inability to think about it for 1 second past the
Right.
surface level is so funny to me. Both of
Yeah.
our like wives are doing it.
It's so funny.
Oh, it's
Um
so funny.
anyway, so that's my idea for, you know, the mini quest, and I think that would kind of be in the same category as those two others that they mentioned in the blog post. I thought it would be fun. The other thing, the last part, and this doesn't really fit in. I think this is enough for the island, really. Like obviously you could fill some little parts in, but the other thing I thought would be cool, and I don't know if it fits in with my island, is magnet fishing. So it would be like a fishing activity, but if you've ever seen the videos on YouTube, they like throw out a magnet on a rope and into like a harbor, a bay, or a pond, whatever, and
Oh,
they
I did
drag it
not
back
know
in.
where you were going with that, but I kind of like the idea of it now.
Yeah, yeah. So they throw out a magnet on a rope and they drag stuff back in, and then they find like all cool like old metallic stuff or whatever.
We're
I
finding grenades in RuneScape.
Yeah, right. No, but I thought it
I
would
found a
be
grenade and a
yeah.
handgun. It's like, oh,
Grenades are
okay.
introduced into the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a small update with my little island
Yeah.
token island is grenades. But no, I thought it would be a good way to maybe get some extra nails and cannonballs and even like dragon keel parts. And those would
Ooh, that does
obviously
sound
be
sick.
really rare. Like you'd mostly be getting like lower level nails and cannonballs, and even like keel, like, you know, lower level keel parts. But I thought it would be cool, like something, you know, a different fishing experience that's like instead of just you're waiting for it, like it's interactive. So where there's like
Ooh,
when
wait a minute.
there's like a screen where you're dragging, you know, you're dragging your magnet around the bottom of the ocean, and then you feel when you have something, and there will be like a tensile strength, and depending on how heavy the item is, you have to like keep it in the tensile strength as you're bringing it in. So heavier items you have to take slower, otherwise it'll like fall off the magnet and you'll lose it. But the weight, you'll have like a weight reader, so you'll know like, oh, this is probably a dragon keel part. I really want to be careful. So there's some skill to it too. Like if you've ever played, you know, like I'm thinking of like what's it's not it's like the farming game that everyone. It's one of my favorite games. My brain isn't working right now, but the fishing.
Stardew?
Yeah, Stardew Valley. The fishing system in that there's like tensile strength, and you have to keep the fish in that range. So it will be like an interactive fishing thing. You'll get some fishing experience. You will get some good nails and cannonballs and things like that, which I think we desperately need another source.
I think also if you wanted to like really integrate it into sailing,
Mhm.
you could easily integrate that into deep sea trawling.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
was
could put
thinking
it
something
on
like that
your
too.
trawling net or something like that. Like again, like it doesn't make you rebuild trawling net. It just adds it to whatever trawling net you have on there, and you
Right.
just can add a magnet to it, and it's like you could just start magnet fishing. Like you
Yeah, I
could just
thought
do
that'd be
it.
really cool. And
It does sound really cool.
the other idea I had, this was my original because I wanted to do one of those mini quests that's like kind of funny. My original idea was to do it with this magnet fishing thing to unlock it. Like you're on the island and you start this quest, and the idea is like to figure out how magnets work because that's kind of a meme that's been a meme forever. I think it has to do with Mormons. I don't know why. Um, they like
Couple
people used to
things, yeah.
troll the Mormons on those chat sites asking how magnets work because I don't know. It's just a stupid old meme. But anyway, you go around like RuneScape to the different scientists in the game trying to figure out how magnets work, only to at the end find out that they're just the one guy's magically enchanting all of them. So it's
That
like,
is pretty funny, dude. That
yeah,
is
I thought
pretty
it would be
funny.
a funny little quest to add in to
Just
do
a
it.
wise old man is just like just there, just like
Yeah, what I had a
making
name for it
magnets.
too. Wait, I have a second page here. Magic magnetism. So it's kind of like has to do with animal
Oh, that's
magnetism,
pretty
kind of a
funny.
throwback to that. Magical
Oh, that is
magnetism,
good,
something like
man.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that would fill the gap with like some of these parts that are really hard to get, and like if you don't necessarily want to do combat to get them all, like there's a different way to get them. So that's basically my whole idea for my
I
island.
like your I like that magnet fishing idea. I think it'd be cool to even if you had it like where it wasn't the tensile strength like kind of thing going on, even if you had it where it was just like a longer duration like just like a slow fishing spot. That was just like a
Yeah,
magnet. Like even if it was something like that, where there was like no interaction, it was just like a slow spot that like you filled an inventory, like like where you're really trading XP for items. Where it's like I'm here for an hour and I'm just getting 15 nails or something like you know
right.
what I mean. Even if it was something like that, I think it'd be a cool way. Because dude, there should be. You know what? It makes sense. There should be like dragon. There should be dragon items at the bottom of the ocean for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like there
saying.
should
Oops,
be.
I hit my mic. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love the idea of like lost treasure under the ocean and all these ships, and it's like so in line also with my island, my Crete island, because there's so much like Greek treasure at the bottom of the sea around there anyway. So I don't know. I thought it would be kind of in line, but it is a lot to like add on top of the whole Minotaur island, I think.
But it sounds very cool though.
Thank you.
I don't care if it's a lot to add on. I think things that are cool should just be put into the game. I thought
Yeah.
this for so long, and I think that they gave like pretty good descriptors of like what they wanted, where they were like, "We don't want you to add more than this." But the reality is, if the community is like, "We love this island, we want it," they'll add it.
Right.
I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, so I thought
So,
that
I mean, I'm a big
that would
fan.
be that's my whole idea so far. There's definitely some things I have to flesh out, and obviously we're recording a little early because I have to travel, but I think that's as far as I got. So
Hey, I think it looks good.
thanks, dude.
I think your like your presentation is a lot better than mine. I'm about to stream to you my presentation, which I think you've seen anyway, but it is a little bit more scuffed, one might say. But I think the idea is
You're the
great. But I
idea
think
guy,
the
right?
I'm the idea guy. I'm not the you know me. I'll come to you randomly like Max. This is how we fix this thing, and you're like, oh, nice. Yeah, we
Yeah,
fixed the
yeah. I
thing
don't
like
do a whole
that.
lot of like pondering on these things until you bring them up.
I'm like
Be
in the
to be
shower, and I'm
fair.
like, write that down.
Yeah.
Where everybody thinks. But I mean, I could pull this up here and let me see. Let me stop watching you. Let me share my screen
Let me
here.
stop
This
sharing as well.
one. Bing bang boom. Let me rig that up. Look at that beauty. So
Hold
I
on,
gotta
I'm pulling it
explain
up. I'm
this.
pulling it up.
I gotta explain this island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So I think my island looks. You know what? I think my island's beautiful,
That's all you
and
need
I
is
don't
like
care what anybody
idea,
says
right?
about it. All I need is the idea. So
And
this is
so,
the.
is this the art
Go ahead.
easel aisle? Sorry,
This the
it's meant
art
to be
easel
shaped like
aisle.
an art easel,
What? What's an art easel look
not an
like?
easel. The art palette.
No, you're talking about the palette. It
Yeah.
does look like a palette now that you say that.
Okay.
This is
Palette aisle.
Picasso's island.
Picasso Island. Okay,
And
go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
it's
Sorry.
not. It's not. It's not. You're good. So I want to give a background to this island. So the lore. The lore of the island, in my opinion, is this. After the requirement for this island is obviously going to be pandemonium for sailing, but alongside that, it's going to be the Giant's Foundry quest. So we've talked about this already, but I want something to do. This is Giant Isle. It requires level 92 sailing, and there's a initial quest to. I'll talk about the quest after because it has to do with everything on the island.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want is more than anything, this is going to be a high level island. And I think what we've been missing in RuneScape, and not just sailing, but in RuneScape overall, is a end game world boss. So
Mm-hmm.
like the Corporal Beast or like Nex, these are like technically like world bosses, but I want one that's like in the vein of like a World of Warcraft world boss where it's just there on the open land. It's not in a
Yeah.
cave. It's not somewhere. It's like if you go near that and you are a low level player, it's not going to be good for you. Like
Yeah.
something along those lines where it's like this is a threatening thing that exists in the world. That's what I wanted. So start out. The reason we've been making these weapons for Kovac, we thought it was just to like give weapons to the giants, but you notice that these swords that we make, you never see any giants equipping them.
Mm-hmm.
So what we didn't know is that the giants have been ferrying those weapons to this island to help them keep battling the Queen Frost
Oh,
Dragon,
cool.
which is the new boss. So this is the lore behind the island, why it exists. It exists in the icy ocean, obviously up north. It's like a very cold ocean island.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that you see on my thing is I want to talk about like the least interesting thing first. And there's some stuff that can be trimmed from this that like aren't that important, but I want rosewood trees on this island
Mm-hmm.
as just an island with a bank that has rosewood trees. That was the idea behind the rosewood trees on the island.
Yeah, I think
That's it.
we've done some rosewood chopping on that stupid little island.
Yeah,
We've paid our
drumstick
dues.
isle.
Now, if we want to get more, we can go to this other thing. I like that
Right,
idea.
and like, they don't even have to be that close to a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even care if they're that close to a bank. I just think that it's very annoying that stuff's like far away.
Yeah, and I mean, the meta is like getting rosewood seeds now and planting them yourself to chop. But I was enjoying the communal, everyone chopping at the same rosewood trees and doing forestry
Right.
events too. So.
And the other part about that is if you plant them in your own spot, they don't have the same rules as regular trees.
Mhm.
So they have this old rules that trees had. That was to keep two teaks like a thing.
Oh,
Like
okay.
so like those can fall on one log.
Oh, I
Whereas
didn't know that.
regular rosewood trees it take like 5 minutes to cut down or something like that. It takes
Right.
just
Okay.
longer than redwoods.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Right. So I would love to make this like a little like a spot you can go AFK for 5 minutes, fill your inventory, run back. That was the goal for that.
And it's a super high sailing wreck that you're proposing
Right.
to, so it's not like you
Right.
just would get there, no problem.
This is going to be the highest sailing island in the game. Like that's
Right.
the proposal here. Like it's an end game sailing on actual. It could be higher. It could be like 95 sailing. This
That's
could be
really
something
cool.
that you do only after you've become a sailor, like a real one.
Yeah.
So
Can I say quick couple things?
go ahead. The island
Um,
looks beautiful.
if you look
Yep.
at the Giant's Foundry, just to the right there in that pit with all the giants there, and then past it, there's a perfect like little ocean area that you could like launch from, and the island's off that way to the east. And
Ooh.
that's not added island, or that's unadded ocean so far. So
Ooh, so this can get added in that place.
yeah, so
Right. The reason
that's a perfect spot.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So the next thing that I have here that is also kind of just like not like that not anything new is I have this bursting Slayer cave. So I think one of the biggest problems with Slayer and RuneScape is that a lot of these spots are really contested. And
Hmm.
I think sailing is the perfect opportunity to like a high level sailor has access to this thing that other people don't have access to. And that is an island where you can do a lot of your bursting tasks. So like let's say there's a second spot for smoke devils in there.
Hmm.
There's a second spot for dust devils, second spot for greater necreals, and second spot for abyssal demons. But they're like altered variants. So like because in my initial idea, this is like up north. It's like they're like frozen abyssal demon, like frozen thing. Like maybe the frozen abyssal demon can't teleport you around. Like maybe there's like certain little mechanics that make them like a little bit stronger variants of them. And they're just like because they're in this frozen environment and it was harder for them for anything to survive in that environment. So
Okay,
that's
I
just a
like
little
it.
bit of like flavor to it. It's like not that important. Like they could just be abyssal demons. I just wanted a spot. Like I feel like high, like these sailing islands, a lot of them like aren't like they don't really do anything. Like there's like a new spot for chins. It's like who cares? Like red chins.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like nobody's gonna sail to that island to hunt red chin. Like it's so
Right.
much
Yeah,
easier to just
they
go to Prif or
I don't know
something.
if you've been in the lava strike worm dungeon, but they did add some slayer monsters and things to kill there, but it's like
Right, they
why would you
did.
sail all the way there? I guess if they give some of these islands teleports or if you have like the boat teleport thing maybe. I
Right,
don't know.
right. The boat teleport is like would be nice. Like imagine if you could just like you're doing Slayer and you could just leave your boat docked here.
Yeah.
And then like you could teleport to it. It's like, okay, any bursting tasks, I just go here because a lot of people, at least spreads people out. Not everyone's in the catacombs. Like that is really the concept. We want to
Right. Or
spread out
even
a lot of
like
these silly creatures.
maybe like after you've done a certain amount of thing, you unlock the ability to like stow away on the giants like their
Boat?
sword deliveries, so you don't even have to like necessarily sail after a certain point. You can get there a little bit
Yeah, that
easier.
would be cool. So like, these little things are awesome. It's something you could even unlock with reputation at Giants Foundry if you want,
Yeah.
where it's like there's all these. I wanted to connect this. So the next thing on out, this now from here on out, it's all new. I'm gonna go in order of like I want to start with the hunter method. So
Okay.
this is a hunter agility method, and it kind of is the way I wanted it to be was kind of like a extremely ramped up herbivore.
Hmm.
So instead of like having to figure out, oh, before in herbivore when the plugin just didn't tell you exactly which one to click on, it was like you had to like figure out which bush it was and go
Right.
from next spot to next spot. I want this to be like a ramped up version of that where it's like you have to pay attention. Like there's multiple, this goes across the entire island, and there's multiple agility things. And if you cross the wrong one, you like fail.
Hmm.
So like you need to, there has to be like an identifier, kind of like the planks at the one in Brimhaven, the Brimhaven agility course. You know how like you walk across the wrong plank, you fall?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want that for multiple agility obstacles like in a row
Okay.
on this island. So that's the concept for that. Like you are going to chase this creature, whatever it's like a cabbit or something, whatever it is,
Large
across this whole
chinchompa,
island. Large chinchompa, yeah,
giant
giant
sized
chinchompa.
things.
Right. And what happens is you're getting no hunter XP until you catch it. But while to catch it, you're doing multiple agility obstacles. And maybe you pull around like 50k agility XP per hour and 100k hunter XP per hour, or something like that.
Then
Like
yeah,
to
that
to
seems really
do
good.
this thing. And it's like at least then it's like, okay, I don't actually feel like I'm doing an agility course. I feel like I'm doing another thing.
Yeah, it's like I think that's a little high for the agility maybe, but it's like how you get a lot of herblore banked and also
Right.
just some extra herblore XP while you're doing herbivore.
Right. It's the same kind of concept where it's like you get a big drop of, and maybe you do, maybe it is another version of herbivore where it's like a big herbivore and you like jump on its back and you pull some herbs off and then it digs underground and you have to like start the encounter again
Yeah.
and you have to bing. Like maybe it is something like an herbivore
I
or
was thinking maybe it could be
something
big
like that.
chinchompas and big herbivores, so maybe you have a chance at either pet. Uh, it would just be like a different way
Yeah,
to hunt them.
seriously. You get a random one every time you chase it. It's either chin or herbivore. But yeah, something along those lines is what I was looking for that.
Sounds cool. Sounds really cool.
And then the next thing I want to do is the reason that this is a Giants place is because of the Kovacs Cannonball Forge. We
Ooh.
talked about this, I think. And I want this to be on this island. I think having it be 92 sailing is actually a little high for this kind of like thing. I think
Right.
87 was too high for that other forge, and I think 92 is a little too high, but I'm gonna put 92 on it because it's a it's an insane reward for Iron Men, really.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the way that this works is you get to put any alkables you want, including dragon,
Ooh, dragon
and
forge.
it produces. You put them all into the melting pot, and it's long AFK where it's like let's say you have an inventory of plate bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 28 times 5 bars, whatever that is. 28 times 5 is 140. So it's 140 bars worth, and you get to sit there at the forge and just like pull cannonballs out of it, like with a double cannonball mold or a single cannonball mold. But the
Okay.
bars that you load into the forge are alkables. So it does. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem for Iron Man is that like we have to, and I know people are gonna be like, iron update. Nothing should be balanced on iron. Hey, the reality is people play Iron Man. It's a lot of the reason that this game is where it is because people play Iron Man.
Right.
That's the truth. It's ridiculous that Iron Men have to go and like buy a ton of myth cannonballs to do their stuff. It's like, oh, just smith all of the rune ore and then smith that into 4,000 cannonballs that you then can only do for like an hour of sailing combat. It's like, it's not viable. It's ridiculous. To make it more viable, you make an AFK long method where it's like, I can do this, second monitor it while I'm working or I'm doing something else, and I can use all my alkables here if I want. And the trade-off is I no longer get GP, which is useful because for like Scar Essence Mine and stuff like that. So it's a crazy trade-off for irons anyway.
Right. We talked about last time the Scar Essence Mine is like an example of, GP for just making it easier, and it's only really for Iron Man. I think that also like these things, as much as, we got a few comments even on our short about this, but it impacts the overall game health because you're pulling alkables out of the game as well. So that's not like no one's getting a benefit from it either.
Right. A lot of irons, which I disagree with, you do this, and I try to convince you not to, like transfer alkables over to their mains, like when they get too much of it.
I buy
And it's like, it's
bonds every
understandable.
once in a while. You can buy
Right.
bonds on the GE as an iron with cash. So I'll buy bonds every once in a while.
Yeah, right. And it's like, so it's like, it's not like you aren't pulling some sort of GP out of the game. You fully are.
Right.
And
Can I say something
I think
controversial? I'm done
go
being
ahead.
a iron apologist on this topic. 140 cannonballs for a room full of or a inventory full of rune plates is way too low. You should crank that shit up.
Really? Oh, no,
Yeah,
it's not
double
140
it, dude.
cannonballs.
Double it,
It's not
triple it.
140 cannonballs. It's not 140 cannonballs.
Oh no. Oh, it's
It would be
100.
140 bars.
Right. So that
So it would
okay,
end
that
up
is
being it would end up being a 400 or way more, like 600 or something cannonballs,
would
something
be
along
like
those lines.
like close to 600. That's still kind of low for an inventory of rune
Right.
plate
I'm
bodies.
not disagreeing that it's pretty low. I'm just trying to be a little conservative, like
I
with
guess,
the
yeah.
numbers. And I also think that, listen, I don't think we should stray. Okay. Once again, I think that we shouldn't have to be beholden to the old system of cannonballs, like 4 to a bar, because
Hmm.
if they are going to, listen, if they're going to make it so that if they're going to add nothing in that helps you keep cannonballs, you need to ramp up the amount you make per bar. That's
Right.
just the reality. If that's the case and they decide we want 20 per bar, I think that a rune plate body should give you 100 cannonballs.
Hmm.
Like, I think that's a fine trade-off because you're going to use that so fast.
Right.
It's controversial, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
at least not
that's
do you lose 1 bar melting down alkables in this case.
right.
Like
That's ridiculous.
these are
You don't need to do that.
master giant smiths. They do everything
And
big. Let's get a full set of cannonballs from our
right.
full
And
set of bars.
you know what also is ridiculous too? Something I don't like about Giants Foundry, and there's a lot of things I don't like about it. It's kind of like feels like it doesn't fit in the game in a weird way. I think that's what would be really nice about this method is that there would be a benefit to actually doing traditional smithing. So like a benefit to doing traditional smithing is like, okay, I have my
Yeah.
rune bars. I have 1,000 rune bars, and I want to turn those all into cannonballs. Let me turn them into rune plate bodies first,
And then into
because then I get
cannonballs.
more benefit out of them. I get smithing XP, and then I get double up on the smithing XP.
Right.
Giant's Foundry strips that. It's like you don't want to use bars on items
Yeah, if you don't, it's
at all.
weird to think about, and it was weird to me at first. But if you look at the breakdown of XP, if you make things out of your bars and then use them in Giant's Foundry, you get
It's a
less
huge
XP.
waste. It's not even like
Yeah,
a little bit. It's like a ridiculous amount less.
which feels
It's like
weird. Like, not that
dumb.
it's wrong, but it doesn't. I don't know. It feels like it shouldn't be that way. It feels like it should be another layer of XP after smithing the things, but it's
It
not.
feels like it should be another layer of XP. It's not. And what I'm proposing is we make it another layer of XP, and we make it actually so that bars is more controversial. I say we make it so that bars. I'm going all in. But I'm going all in. Bars only make you four cannonballs. But if you smith it into plate bodies, then you could make more bars out of it. You get 10 per bar.
Oh my
Who
god.
cares?
Or even
You
if
make it
it's
so that
yeah, even if it was like you get the full amount of bars from your plate body and then that turns into cannonballs, then you're getting the XP from smithing the plate body and the XP from smithing the bars and full cannonballs.
I'm gonna go crazier. You
He's lost
smith
it.
the plate bodies at this forge too, and now they're untradeable versions of rune plate bodies, or they're untradeable versions of something, dude.
You've lost your mind.
Now I'm gonna go real crazy with it. If anyone, this is gonna lose so many people on that might have been on my side for a second. If you've ever done the smithing rework, oh my god, someone just got a scythe
No way.
in our CC. Sorry, a little distracting. That's crazy. I'm gonna
Whoa.
send it. Oh, I just sent a GZ in my own thing. I'm gonna send a GZ. That's sick for whoever that is. Is that an iron?
I don't think it's an iron,
I
but
don't know.
I don't know if I don't
But that is sick either way. GZ to that guy.
that might be a FFA site too.
That would be even sicker. Okay, but back to what I was saying. Have you ever done smithing from RuneScape 3? They do smithing way better than we do smithing in old school. The smithing rework they did was awesome. So something you could do, right, with it is that you can make armor sets and you can upgrade them. So you can keep upgrading them, right?
Okay.
And once they're fully upgraded, you can choose to sacrifice the armor set and you create something called a burial set. And what it does is it buries the armor set, but it gives you the XP for all of the upgrades you put into it. So it's like a
Okay.
ridiculous amount of XP. What you
That
could
sounds
do
cool.
with this is that you could make it so that if you make rune plate body, let's just say you make a rune plate body, right? Make rune plate body, and then at this forge, you can add 5 more bars to it, right? And it
Yeah.
makes it untradeable, but let's not call it a burial set. Let's call it a giant set. It's like a giant set of armor now. You added 5 more plate bodies or 5 more bars to the rune plate body. You can then bury that set for like more cannonballs. So like you can keep smithing if you want to. Like I'm okay with just putting alcohols in the thing and calling it a day. Don't get me wrong. But now I'm fully fighting back. Now I'm in defense mode. You could also make it so that if you want to even enhance it further and use more bars, like you want to actually put your bars into it, that like, okay, so now you put 10 plate bodies into this bar. So now you have 28 inventories you have 280 bars, and that gets doubled now. That 280 bars is now actually 560 bars worth of cannonballs. Like you can really ramp this up so that like you are getting a crazy amount of cannonballs from this. I think it'd be totally okay. I'm Italian. My hands are fully moved right now. No one else is in the room. There's nobody. My hands are moving right now. Everything's going crazy. But you could fully make this a good, really good cannonball thing.
Yeah, I'm
instead
here for
of like some throwaway thing. Like I feel like cannonballs are right now. There's something that people make every once in a while. Like you shouldn't even make it. It's not even worth it. Make it worth it. Make it like super rewarding. Like it takes you 15 minutes to smith those 500. Let me do the math. I'm gonna pull out a calculator right now. So we have 28. We have 28 bodies, right?
Yeah.
Times five. Times five. That's 140 bars, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then, let's say you make 20 cannonballs per bar or something like that. You are getting 2,800 cannonballs out of 28 plate bodies. That or 28 plate bodies. That makes sense to me. Now
Yeah,
you
I
can go
think it's a
crazier.
little high, but
We can go crazier, and you could actually add bars. So like instead, like you're now actually putting bars on it. So let's say it's like 28 times 10. That's 280 bars, and then you get double the benefit because you actually used your own rune bars on it. So you multiply that by 2, and then you multiply that by 20, and you're pulling 11,200 rune cannonballs out of 560 or 280 bars.
all right, someone's got to PK you for your Iron Bank.
Uh, all I'm saying is that you should be rewarded. Okay, you should be rewarded for enhancing the armor if we're going to go this route, because you actually have to put your bars into it. So the benefit of this other system is that you don't have to put your bars into it. You never have to smith the bars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the benefit of it. You never have to smith them ever. The benefit of putting your own bars into it means you get like way more cannonballs out of it. I'm just saying that people should be correctly rewarded for the amount of bars they put into this.
Yeah, that's
Because
feeling a
that's
little
the annoying
RS.
part.
It's feeling a little too RS3 for me, just a little bit.
I'm with you.
I was
I'm
with
with
you
you.
up until this last part.
sorry.
And you're
I'm just very
never going to beat
passionate.
the iron allegations with that.
I don't want to. I'm happily a group Iron Man. And you know what else I'm going to say about it? Group Iron Man's the better way to play the game.
I agree.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm done messing around.
My motto
It's
is I
gotten
stand alone
serious.
together with my homies.
That's right. And mans are like, you're not even a real Iron. It's like, brother, you're playing group Iron with the whole game. Don't even get me started. Like, don't even. That's all you have.
Right. The whole game group iron. That's funny.
That's right. That's what you're doing. So pretty much, that's where I'm at with this stuff. With that, well, I haven't even gotten to the boss yet. Let me just bring it back. Let me just bring it back to normalcy. I think it should just be you put your armor in and you get the bar equivalent of cannonballs out, pretty much. That's the way I want it to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Big vat, put it in, get it out. And if they want to increase the amount of cannonballs you get per bar, fine. Like if they want that to be a thing. Also, just to say, maybe steel cannonballs shouldn't be represented, or steel armor shouldn't be represented in this. I would understand why you wouldn't represent it, because then you have this whole thing where it's like, okay, now we're actually getting cannonballs you can fire with a multi-cannon out of it. I get why that would be not okay.
Right.
Yeah. I don't actually see how it's a problem, but I get why people would.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I don't think we need to use like an archaic like standard for new stuff necessarily.
Like it's part of the best part about sailing is we can create new things.
But I'm excited to hear your last part of your island. Okay. And I have an idea that kind of ties both of these two things together.
Okay, get ready. So the last idea is the Queen Frost Dragon.
Ooh.
So this is the reason that the giants have been making all of this armor or all these weapons, is to fight back this dragon. And they finally got it chained down. But with a little quest that you do in the beginning, we'll get to that after, you are now wanting to kill this dragon. So you are going to be attacking the pillars. So you can see I have these 4 pillars here. And they're obviously not, like, they're going to be symmetrical when it comes out. Right now, they look. I'm no artist, okay? I'm an ideas guy. They're going to be symmetrical when it comes out. The idea is you are doing a ramped up version of the Huey Codal fight. So at the beginning of the Huey fight, at least, not the end of it. You're doing an upscale version of that. So you are hitting these pillars, you are scything them, or I was thinking that crush was going to be the best, I think, so that you can crush these pillars. And the pillars connect chains to the boss, and the boss is chained down. And it's immune to damage while it's chained down. So what we are doing as players is we are ripping the chains off of this dragon. and we are breaking it with any crush, maybe ink and a mace will be best in slot here. Something along those lines, just any crush gear. We are they should have a decent flat armor so that like slow hitting crush weapons like the Elder Maul and stuff is like useful here.
Oh, that
That's like
sounds
kind of
so
what
cool.
my concept is that like, we're trying to beat these like obsidian pillars or something and like hit them hard. Or if anyone knows the lore of the game, they could be Blackstone pillars, but that's
Ooh.
if you know the lore of Desert Treasure 2 or anything, you can make these the Blackstone pillars are holding down this Queen Frost Dragon. They're corrupting the area, and you are destroying them. And then right when you destroy them, the Queen Frost Dragon wakes up, and she flies into the air and takes flight. And now you have to switch into range and or mage gear and take her down. And my concept for this fight is that it's you no longer need overheads. Maybe there's specific times where you do need overheads. Like I wanted to bring a Soul Heredit style fight to the main game, like
Oh,
to
that
the
sounds
land.
really cool.
So you are dashing in and out of her like patterned flame breaths. Like her flame breaths are patterned. They're coming out from every side of her. Maybe if you're on the back side, she's like tail swiping in a pattern. Or if you're on the
Oh,
sides, the wings are doing a pattern. If you're in front of her, the flames are doing a pattern. And you have to like dodge based on where you are. And she's turning. So like as the boss is turning, you need to like keep every pattern in your head, like as she's like turning to face, and then the person with the highest armor value is like technically tanking this fight. So some guy's in like full justy, and he's trying to keep the dragon in one spot, and just like this is what's going on. Like it's an intense fight, but the reward is great. So you don't need overheads, you just need offensive prayers, and you need to dodge the hell out of the stuff that's going on. That is pretty much what I was envisioning for this fight.
I like the idea of a different fight on the backside, the sides, and the front of the dragon. I
Right.
like
And
that
the
idea a
whole
lot.
goal is that the tank is the one who can make sure, like, let's say there's like a tank style. Like I said, I want there to be an actual value to having a tank, right?
Right.
So imagine, like right now, if you do Nightmare, the person, I think it's like the person with the highest armor, is it? Or the
Yeah, it's the
lowest
highest
armor?
highest defense.
Highest armor gets tank, right? And what's the benefit of that? It's like, as a player, like the melee is going to go in that direction.
Yeah.
So you don't have to dodge it. Like you don't have to switch to it. I think the value for this would be way higher where it's like the pattern I've been doing the whole time, I'm still going to be doing.
Right.
Like I'm going to be in this flow state of like 5 tick pattern, right? Like something's happening. If the tank changes, we have a problem because now the pattern that this other person was doing, I'm just jumping into it now. Like if she turns, this was like my idea in my head. If she turns, like okay, now I have to do the pattern with the wing pattern. I don't know where we're at in the wing pattern, so I'm for sure taking damage,
Hmm.
and then I have to fully adjust on the fly. So
Really,
a
really cool
tank would
idea.
help prevent that. The tank would help prevent that, where it's like no, the boss is going to be facing in one direction the whole time.
Can I pitch you something?
That yeah, you could definitely. That's the whole point.
So here's what I'm thinking. I don't think it necessarily because you're helping the giants, right? And
Yeah,
I don't think you're necessarily. I mean, it doesn't have to be. The giants could be using your swords for evil, right? To keep this frost
sure.
dragon
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'm thinking that they have the frost dragon queen chained up, and her dragon breath is what powers the dragon forge, which is where the only place you can smelt down the dragon items into cannonballs, into dragon cannonballs, right? So it's a little
Oh,
bit separate from the other forge, probably a little further away, but it's the only place you can where the dragon fire is hot enough that you can melt down dragon items into dragon cannonballs. That's one. The second thing is they have her chained up to these pillars. The dragon's trying to escape. That's what starts the encounter. So the first part is it's breaking free of the chains. You have to kill it with range or mage, and then bring it down onto the
right.
ground. And then the second part of the fight is melee when it's on the ground. And instead of the thing dying totally, you subdue it back enough to where they can chain it back to the pillars.
Wait a minute. This is a good idea. Okay, wait. Let's iterate on this a little bit for 1 second. So I think you're onto something here. So I have even another idea now. Okay, so let's change this up. The way that this starts is you are now okay. This is so good. You're doing prayer switching, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing prayer switching, and you're doing prayer switching and movement ground movement now in the beginning, and she's in the air.
Okay.
Every 25% of life you do, she becomes immune to damage. Or kind of like next, like it's like right around 25%. Like not fully nullified damage, but like, you know, it gets reduced until a certain point, right? And then someone has to run over and shoot the chain, one of the chains, and it like locks into her. So now she's chained down on one side. And now like maybe you don't have to switch. Maybe you could like there's 4 different mechanics and you could choose which ones you deactivate first. So
that's
like
super cool.
So like, okay, so her ground AoE, there's 2 different colors of ground. There's like an ice one and a fire one. It's like, we're going to deactivate the ice one. You shoot that ice chain. It's like, it goes into her like jaw. And so now she can't shoot the chain. And then you do the wing. So she can't do the buffet attack. And then she comes to the ground. And now you're doing that soul heritage walk based on where you are. Tail's different. Wings are different. And front is different. Like, oh. And then how's this one even better? Now you have this tank. Now this could be getting too far, but now we're just like designing a full different boss fight. But it's totally fine. I think this is what's so good about this. So now, right now, there's actually pillars that. So we're trying to fuel this forge, right? That you're talking about. So to successfully do that, right? To be even able to smith on that island. These vents light up, and the tank has to get the fire breath in the vent to be able to even like so now you have a tank, right? And he's in front of the thing, and the vent to the right lights up, and it's like that's at 25% or something. So let's do, or we can make it 33%, or no, let's make it 25. There's four sides to the arena. Every 25%. A thing lights up and she becomes immune to damage again. And the tank has to like switch to that side and have her face that side. So that way everyone has to either rotate or know the new mechanics of where they are, like whether it's tail or wings or whatever it is. Either rotate or you do that or you know the mechanics. And then he has to get her to breathe fire on him in that spot, pretty much. So that way that the giants can actually, now this doesn't have to actually restrict whether or not you use the forge, but it would be cool to be like, okay, we are also trying to let these giants and get this dragon forge rolling.
Yeah, I like the idea that the forge is powered for like an hour after, you do this encounter.
Right.
And maybe it's just a certain way to do the encounter. Like you can finish it without this, but if you power the forge, then you're going for an hour or something.
Right. Like, so they light up and then she does like a flame breath mechanic and the tank is tanking it obviously. And he's directing the fire into that vent, and then he turns it and he directs it into another vent, and he directs it into another vent, he directs it into another, and if he does that, it's lit up for an hour or something like that.
Yeah,
right? And maybe cool. You get bonus, maybe even nicer, maybe if you light these 4 vents, so there's some incentive to do it, like you get a bonus roll of loot or something.
Yeah.
So that there's some incentive to actually lighting the vents, not just like not like, oh, now we did it for 1 hour, we don't have any other reason to do it anymore. Like to remove that, just like it actually helps. Yeah. Like you actually get more loot from it. That would even be nicer.
That'd be really cool. I really like you were talking about your version of the when it's in the air fight is like you're doing some prayer changes and you're doing movement. That's that is the Huey fight, the first part of the Huey fight, but taken to another level. So it is cool. It's like could be like the Huey fight, but the mechanics are a little bit harder because a lot of it does mirror that fight, which is really cool.
What if it's almost overwhelming, right? So now I'm thinking about it where it's like almost like, wow, there's a lot of mechanics going on here. Kind of like the first time you do Doom. Like this should be a high-end boss. I'm telling you, it should not be like easy.
I agree.
Like it should not be easy. So like even so like now you get to actually choose with the pillars where it's like, okay, this shit's getting out of control. Shoot one of the pillars at 25%, and it's like, okay, now we've removed this mechanic, so the fight actually gets easier as it goes on, and then it gets harder again when you're on the ground. That would be
really
we're chaining it down. I'm into this now.
Yeah, awesome idea. Awesome idea.
The rewards are, I think, pretty cool. They're pretty cool too. So, because this is a Queen Frost Dragon, moving on to the rewards. Because this is the Queen Frost Dragon, the rewards are going to be, in my opinion, dragon keel parts, the middle-sized dragon keel parts, whatever those are, and then dragon metal sheets. So you get those. You get dragon cannonballs, rune cannonballs, and you get Dragon Nails. This boss is going to be best in slot for all of those.
Okay.
Best thing in the game to farm for those things. At least you give people a boss fight to farm it from.
Makes sense.
As well as a moderately rare item. There's 2 items I have coming in. One is the hand cannon. Okay. The hand cannon functions like the toxic blowpipe, where you can load it with cannonballs. The assembler works, and it has the power of a rune crossbow, which seems pretty weak. But what it can do is deal full damage to sea creatures. So that is your sea creature killing weapon that you want really bad.
Right.
Right. That is one of the things. I think that would be a very I think the reward is it's not strong. It leaves room for improvement in the game, like our RCB version, and it gives a reason to do the boss, like a real good reason, where it's
Right.
okay, we'll make.
And it also just ties the hand cannon was iconic back in the day. I think it ties that back in. I love when RuneScape brings old school brings in old things from RuneScape, but changes them a little bit, to make them more
Right. The Karasi was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, Void Waker, yeah.
It's such a nice addition to the game, the Void Waker, yeah. The other thing is that along the same concept, it is going to give some use to the heavy and light ballistas, or ballistae, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give use to those, and you are going to get the waterlogged sight. And it's a sight that you can equip or affix to a heavy or light ballista, and all it does is make it just do full damage to sea creatures. Because I feel like javelins are kind of like harpoons.
I agree.
And I was thinking along the lines of maybe I release an ammo for the ballista that can do more damage, but I think using the javelins is the way to go, because it's we have so many javelins, there's nothing to use them for. Let's make the ballista usable. It's like a 6-tick weapon. It's not fast.
But it would be good just because it's good in sailing. You know what I mean?
Right. It's a perfect spot for it, is sailing.
Yeah.
I mean, so we just add an item that you can affix to it that's good. It'd be cool.
Here's how you tie it all together too. You know how we're talking about grappling the boss back down, chaining the boss back down? Those would be ballistas. So
yes.
It would tie all together. Also, another reward, I'm thinking maybe a new kind of ammo for the ballista. A chain shot.
I was thinking
that you could drag monsters by your boat. You could grapple monsters and drag them off to fight one-on-one.
I would say it would be cool if this is going to sound... What if alongside okay, now this is going to get kind of crazy. What if you could use the chain shot and equip it, and it was like a mithril hook? It didn't get consumed, but what it did was your first shot. So let's say you have a quiver on. In your ammo slot, you have the chain shot, and in your quiver slot, you have the javelins or something along those lines, right? You have both these equipped.
Currently,
your first shot.
Javelins.
I know, but I know we should let you do that though. Just let people do that. You save them now anyway, as you did with an assembler. So you save javelins now. They changed it. So let's make it so that if this thing has a crazy range, it has the 20 tile range. Ooh. And what it does is you shoot it and it just pulls sea creatures into you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then it slows. And then after that, if they're within that range, it just shoots javelins. If they're over that range, it just brings them into range.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That's really cool. And you know what it gives? It also gives room for eventually boat combat. You can chain ballistas.
Chain to other people's boats.
Chain them to you.
Yes. I like these ideas. I like the way we changed the Frost Dragon fight, where it was instead it gets chained, it switches around. The fight switches around.
Yeah.
This would be really solid.
I think it makes more sense that way, right? Because they're trying to keep it chained down and it's trying to get away.
Yes. Makes a lot more sense that way.
Yeah, dude, that sounds super cool. You know what I was secretly, I know we've already gone over some crazy OD rewards, obviously, but I was secretly hoping you were going to say it drops some kind of prismatic visage that you can add on to Draconic Visage, or combine all 3 of the visages together or something.
I was going to say that it should drop all 3 visages.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. I just, I want the DFS to be more useful, or I don't know.
I think the Wyvern Visage is useless. I think a prismatic visage would be fine, but I think that the way you should go about it is if this island's going to have that forge, right? The way it should go about it is like this boss drops all 3 visages, and then you can combine them. Like I think that
Yeah.
isn't.
I
You
would
shouldn't have to
love
go
that
through that
idea. The
step.
Visage, for whatever reason, my luck is horrible with it, but forever
Same.
whatever on this account anyway, I've had decent luck otherwise, but for whatever reason, the Visage is like all 3 of them are like some of my favorite items, and I just love that. I wish they had more of a use.
Like, are we really thinking that 5,000 Vorkath is reasonable? You know what
Right,
I
that's
mean?
crazy. Yeah. And
Like it's not.
even just the normal Visage is kind of nuts. But also if you think about it, like some upgrade to the Visage or something, or like making this would make, let's say that the tank we were talking about kind of needs a dragon fire shield, at least of
Oh,
some kind.
100%.
You could be a
You
mage
can't
tank
not
or you
use
could be
it.
a range tank, especially with the confliction gauntlets now, and like uh or
That would be
melee tank.
cool.
So there's like a setup for each of them. I don't know. I
That
think
would
that
be
could be
cool.
really cool and make those like useless but super rare shields like useful again, even if you didn't combine them all.
I mean, honestly, if you combine them all, what would be the negative of it? Like, okay, we have a good Tribrid shield now.
And it wouldn't even be
It,
that crazy, you know what I mean? Like it would be
yeah,
like
right. It would
sick for
give.
Bridding, maybe good for like some raids, but like even if you just added all the stats as they were to one shield, it wouldn't be that
Right.
OP. Like you'd still bring Defender a lot of places, or you'd still bring Ward a lot of places, or Buckler or whatever.
Yeah, those would be the best in slot versions. It's like having it'd be like having Arania boots, but on your shield. Like
Right. It's
that's what
not
it would
even
be
as OP
like.
as like a Vernic Treads, obviously.
Alvin transfer.
But
Correct.
I would
That
bring,
the
dude, I would bring that shield to raids just to like be so cool.
I mean, listen, it would be nice. Imagine just not having to do a shield switch, but then that you have to think about like right when you get mega rares, that it becomes useful again. This is useless again. That's why it's so not OP because mega rares are all just two handed, so it doesn't even
Right.
matter.
Right. So it wouldn't be that OP at all.
No, it would not be OP, man.
Super cool, dude. Oh man, that sounds really cool. I like that both of our ideas have like kind of evolved as we're talking about them too.
Yeah, yeah. I need to email Jagex again and be like, we're changing the boss
We
idea.
shouldn't have submitted it yet. I think we
I
should.
think I
I
think
think we should
that
do some better art. I think we should really
I already
type up our
submitted it.
ideas, and I think we should also mention our podcast too. So maybe they can hear us impassionately talk about it if they're interested in the ideas.
I'm with you. I know that for sure. If you get chosen, they're going to send an email to you and be like, "Hey, you got chosen for this thing. Like, can we?" They probably would want to talk to you about like some things. Jagex is like really good with
Yeah,
community stuff.
involving the
So
community. Yeah,
yeah, so like I'm assuming if you got chosen, they're like, "Hey, we like your idea. We really like your idea. We want you to be one of the top people. Like, do you have a second to like hop on Discord or something? You could
definitely,
probably get that done. I would think because you are designing an island, right? So it's like,
definitely. Yeah,
but I
so I
mean,
think that's both of our ideas fleshed out, right? I think that's all we have for
yeah,
that.
that's the most passionately I've ever talked on this podcast. I
Dude,
loved it.
I haven't had that feeling of like excitement in
Oh,
a while. I think this would be again, they are like some big ideas for just an island, but man, that they're making me excited to think about. That's content that I would love to participate in.
I
Um,
mean, dude, both of our islands I want in the game.
yeah, me too.
Like honestly, like that is both of them. I'm like, dude, I would love to do that. Like Minotaur, the Minotaur thing. Like I would love to do that maze, and I would love to kill the like do this frost dragon fight. It sounds sick. It just like I wanted to bring a somewhat like World of Warcraft tank style and like make it useful, but like only that you're getting the bosses aggro, but people are doing stuff still. And it's like if it's only in one phase of the fight, like she's up in the air at first, you're shooting her, you're ballisting her down, taking mechanics away with the ballisting her down by
Yeah,
holding her down and stuff, and then you are fighting her on the ground, and like you're trying to fuel up this forge. It just sounds like a cool, like a lot of things are going on at once, and it's gonna be
definitely.
hard to do it. And like having a dedicated team would be awesome that are like really good at this.
Yeah,
It would be
I
cool.
like that. It's like I think a good introduction to some like having some. I mean, we have it with like Tob and stuff, like having roles. I think everyone. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know about everyone, but I think people like having designated roles in some content, and I think that it's just like a good progression from Huey, which I know Huey brings a lot of players into PVM. In our clan, that's like where a lot of people start PVM is Huey now, which is really cool. So I just think it's a good progression. It makes sense with the Giants. Like that whole story really makes sense. Everything feels thematic, and I don't know. I'm really happy with these 2 ideas. I think we did really well with them.
Yeah, man. I think we hit. I mean, if they don't pick us, this is heresy.
Right.
We nobody's ideas are good but ours.
We
We're
have
the
the best ideas.
best.
That's what people are saying about us.
That's what people are
And not
saying.
just us. Like other people are
Not just us.
saying about it.
Other people are saying
Yeah.
it. My mom tells me that I'm special all the time.
I've heard her. I've heard her
And
say it too. Yeah.
yep. My special little boy. Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you like our ideas, let us know in the comments. And if you don't like our ideas, still leave a like and let us know in the comments because we're interested to
let
see
us
what
know.
other people think, get some other perspectives. And
let me flame you in the comments.
Yeah. And hopefully
you'll know which is me and which is Max.
Right.
You'll know.
And hopefully, even if you don't love every part of our ideas, maybe there's some criticism you have for certain parts, you can get on board with the holistic, the general ideas of them.
Right. Obviously, we're joking. But definitely leave criticisms, everything. We do take them to heart. Like the only way Max and I got our islands to even be remotely okay is by telling each other that we're idiots. And then fixing it from there.
Constructively calling each other morons, I think.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Important. Anyway,
right.
Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're not already, and we will see you guys hopefully next week, maybe the week after.
Yeah. See you guys later. Peace.
Later.